Many reactions, in order to work properly, need to be heated. And so we find that we often use a technique known as refluxing. In order to set up a reaction for refluxing, we need our hot plate, we need a round bottom flask. Typically, we don't want that round bottom flask to be more than about half full. Now I've got here my 25 milliliter round bottom, and so I've also got out my 25 milliliter insert. So we'll place the round bottom in there by clamping it in place. And then I'm just going to place some ether in there so we can see the refluxing take place. Now, while I'm setting the rest of this up, just to save ourselves some time, I'm going to turn the heat on. We're only heating up ether, so we don't need it to be real hot. But the other piece of glassware that we need is called a condenser. And we see that here. It has a inner tube, which is what connects to our flask, and then a jacket on the outside, which we can connect to a faucet. So we put the reflux condenser in there. We then need two pieces of tubing. Put one on the bottom. That one connects to the water. And the second piece of tubing goes on top and goes into the drain. Now, some of the tubing we have doesn't fit our glassware as well as it should. And so, in that case, if you find that to be the case, you'll just need to get a couple pieces of copper wire and to tighten that around this connection. Once we've done that, we're ready to start the water. And we don't want to turn it on very high. We just need a very light flow of water coming through. See the water filling up the condenser, and we will allow that water to continue to run the entire time that we are doing our reflux. The purpose of this water is that as our solvent starts to boil here, the solvent will boil, it'll turn into a gas, and it'll come up into the condenser, which is kept cold by the running water. Because it's cold, it will condense back into a liquid and drop down into our flask. What this allows us to do is to boil a reaction for a long period of time without running out of solvent. We look up close here now. We can see that our solvent is starting to boil, and we'll be able to see the results of the reflux in just another minute or two. And so now we can see the reaction is gently refluxing, and we can see that right here, the ether that is boiling is hitting the cold condenser and dripping back down into the solution.